Hi there. So in one of our earlier videos, we told you how to troubleshoot to isolate what if the switch was the problem. And if you found out the switch was the problem, now you've got this UCAN 2 that's got a cut switch, and how do you replace it? So there's a rubber cap on top here. You can just thread that off by hand. This part is a 9/16 wrench, and this will be on tight. So simply just loosen that off, and that comes out. So this is garbage because you've isolated that the switch was the problem. So just take that to the side. You might want to keep this around. Sometimes these little things can pop out when you're threading them on. It'd be nice to have the one from your other one. So here, this is just a simple switch. Any switch will work. These ones come from Pattison's, and they're quite simple because they're the same colors. So strip your wires. These are just different wire strippers. Of course, any wire stripper will work. Take your top off and set that to the side, and this to the side. Now, to do this properly, I recommend you buy some heat shrink tube. This is just a simple size. It's a little bit larger. This is actually a little bit big. You could even go a little bit smaller if you wanted to. Slide those on first. When you're threading wire together and you're going to spin it together, a lot of people would just twist them. Ideally, you want to fan them like that. Allows them to go through, and then twist them. This will let the solder go through really nice, and it'll also just make sure you don't have any connection issues at a later date. If you just thread them through, like wiring them on top of each other, you can run into some issues, but you know, if it runs, it runs. Before we heat shrink them, I'm just going to give them a quick solder. So the better the solder you use, the easier and nicer job it will do. You can get solder at Canadian Tire or anywhere else. If you're going to do it, if you've never really done it before, using a lead-free solder is probably the best. Now your heat tubes, just slide them over top. I have a heat gun, but you can use a butane torch or anything just to get the heat shrink to shrink. Now, I like heat shrink because it looks nicer, it seals, keeps the elements out. But if you're in a place where you don't have heat shrink, obviously electrician's tape will work. And you may have to reuse it or reapply it if it happens to come off years later, but it should be good. So put the switch on here like this. Now if you're paying attention, you'd know which way the color goes based on or off. I believe, if I remember, it was the yellow, but if you're wrong, it's not that big a deal. If you turn the pump on and it runs in the off position, you can simply just turn the pump or turn the switch, sorry, to make it proper, but that's a good start. And don't over tighten this. These are just small threads and they can strip easily. And there you go. Now you've got a brand new replace switch. Today we've gone through a number of troubleshooting, and part of that you may need some parts or some replacement parts. So if it's something as simple as you break a pump, this top cap on the pump, or you need a diaphragm replacement, or even something as simple as the switch, feel free to contact Pattison's. Expect the best. It's why we chose them to build and assemble our UCAN 2s. They do top quality work, they're local, and they're based in Lemberg, Saskatchewan. Their busy season is May. When your busy season is, they're available to answer the phone and ship you any parts that you need.